Okay, great. Thanks and welcome for coming on board and attending the webinar, How to Triple Your Leads into Your Business in 9 Easy Steps. So we've got a lot to go through and you guys are going to learn some really great insights into how I've grown my business, but also other people's businesses as well. So grab a pen and paper if you haven't got already, and a coffee, and let's get going. You're going to definitely need a pen and pad because you're going to need to take lots of notes here, because I'm going to show you some real tasty nuggets that you can implement into your business. So just quickly, who am I? So my name is James Nicholson and I've worked in digital marketing for over 10 years now. So I've had my own businesses for 10 years, which to me seems quite shocking that nearly a third of my life already I've been working in digital marketing. I've got a book coming out in early November, so keep an eye on that as well. And I work with lots of different size businesses. So I work with people in the FTSE 100, and I've worked with hundreds of small local businesses as well. So that could be some of you guys on this online training today as well. I spent over £1 million so far in digital marketing, so I've learned a hell of a lot by doing that, and that really has given me some great insights into what works and obviously a lot of stuff that doesn't work, because spending $1 million does mean that you've obviously made a lot of mistakes as well. So I've got a lot of information that I'm going to share with you guys that you really will find useful today. So just quickly, a little bit about me. So 10 years ago I set up some e-commerce stores, and this is one of my stores that I used to have. Mac Supermarket had about 10 e-commerce stores, and we sold various different computer accessories, iPod accessories, laptop accessories, and lots of other stuff here. So you can see obviously some of the things, the sort of things that we used to sell there. So I built that up to a very large business. We used to turn over in excess of £2 million a year. So it wasn't like a small little business running out of a shed. We had quite a large warehouse. We had a considerable amount of staff and large overheads. So it was quite a stressful business to run. It was 24 hours a day because people could always purchase online. So you always had to keep on top of what was happening and see what could potentially, mistakes and stuff like that could be working through on your site. So although we were turning over a lot of money, it was quite stressful at the time. While I had that business, I also had a TV channel. So some of you guys may have seen this channel. So we were the first online tech competitor to QVC, you'd say, really. So we were Buy Tech TV. We sold gadgets and accessories online. Via the TV. So that's obviously not me. That's the lovely Pollyanna Woodward, who used to work for me. She now works on Channel 5's Gadget show. So you've probably seen her about, if some of you guys watch that from time to time. So the difficulty with that business was that my margins were constantly being squeezed. So I was constantly lowering my prices, which is not a great business model at all. So we actually had software that decreased our prices once or twice a day. So the first thing that we would do when we came in was we would run this software, and it would ensure that we were the cheapest price in the market. And after we did that for the next few hours, our sales would spike. So it was worth doing because we needed to obviously get sales. But doing that twice a day just meant our margins got lower and lower and lower each day. And the problem was that all our competitors were doing that as well. So we were selling a lot of branded products, and that was a big mistake. So with the branded products, if it's a Sony set of headphones, all anyone really cares about is who's got the cheapest price. And that was where we found it difficult to compete, really, because working on just price is not a good business model when you'll end up spending a lot of money very quickly. So that actually laden me with £50,000 worth of personal debt. So I put a lot of money into that business to keep it going. I remortgaged my house, and I took a lot of money out on credit cards just to pay the bills and pay the staff wages, because I wanted to keep the business going at all costs. And it just wasn't the right thing to do. But at the time, I just felt that I had this business that was turning £2 million, that I could turn that around and suddenly make it really, really profitable. But in hindsight, I wish I'd got out a lot sooner, really, in that business. So I had the skills to grow a business because I'd grown a business already to £2 million. But what I needed was a business that had better margins. So when I was working in the electronics side, sometimes we were selling stuff and making 30 pence on shipping an order. And it was crazy to be working on such low margins. And we were sending out as many as a few thousand parcels a day just to be making on some products as low as 30 pence. Obviously, we had other products where we were making as much as £100 per unit, but it was really, really tough. So because I'd worked in e-commerce for a long time, at this point I'd worked in e-commerce for 4 years. So I had 10 e-commerce stores, so I knew how to build websites and I knew how to market websites. I had bought considerable traffic to my sites, obviously, to get those sales. So I needed to look at how I could adapt and move my skill set and set up another business. So 7 years ago, I launched a brand called SEO Desk. And at the time, search engine optimization was one of the big ways that you would drive traffic to sites. And it was quite easy back then. And lots of people benefited greatly from being on page one of Google. It's not so easy now, and the market's changed. There's lots of different techniques. That's why we're going to go through 9 different techniques today that you can grow your business. So 2 years ago, I launched Digital Marketing Desk. So I still have SEO Desk and I still have Digital Marketing Desk, and they're my agency side of my business. So with Digital Marketing Desk, we offer a lot of other services for people. So we do Facebook advertising for people, we do AdWords for people, we do SEO for people, and we do web design for people, along with various other services. So it's a one-stop shop of all the things that we do for our business, we've learned over time, and obviously we're doing for other businesses as well. So with my brands, I work with some large companies. So I work with Utility Warehouse, who are the 6th biggest energy provider in the UK. I work with the National Health Service, but I also work with small local businesses as well. So I work with companies, an example is Town and Country Cleaning, NJB Recycling, and an up-and-coming bathroom site called Bathroom World. So I've got an idea on how things work in all different sectors. So we've got a big telecoms and gas provider there. We've got the National Health Service, where we work on a bit of their cosmetic stuff, where they actually earn a fee from. We've got a local cleaning company, we've got a skip hire company there, and we've got a company that sells bathrooms online. So I understand how nearly all types of businesses work and how their marketing can work for you guys. But that isn't enough. So I want to help lots of business owners. So a year ago I launched Rocket Marketing Hub, and we had a bit of a false start, really. So we launched it on a platform that wasn't technically sound, and we basically had to relaunch that in May 2015. So that now is a thriving community of business owners that are all looking to grow their marketing and establish ways to increase their bottom line profit. So it's a really, really good community. Rocket Marketing Hub allows me to train thousands of people. So with my agency, I'm limited, and we're very, very selective on the customers that we actually work with, because we only have a limited amount of hours that we can work in a day. So we don't want to be working with thousands of customers, because it's just not feasible, and it's not something that we're looking to do. We're not looking to grow to get 50 staff or anything like that. But with Rocket Marketing Hub, we can quite realistically work with tens of thousands of business owners and help all of you guys grow. So that's the point that we built that business, is to share the knowledge, share what we're using in SEO Desk and Digital Marketing Desk, but at a much lower price, so you guys can implement that yourself. So with all of this now, we're going to go through 9 steps that you guys can use to triple your leads. So we say triple your leads because we want to be realistic, and that's the very, very least that you could expect if you implement these strategies. So let's crack on and run through these strategies now for you guys. actually, just quickly, so you missed out one slide here, sorry. So you might have seen me around on like different seminars and stuff like that. So I do a lot of talks at business shows. So I'm at Internet World, I've been at the Care Show, I'm at the Business Show, and I talk alongside some of the dragons from Dragon's Den there and people from The Apprentice and stuff like that. So this is a little bit about me that you may have seen around, and we may have met, and that might be why you're in my list already. Okay, so quickly through to step number 1. So step number 1 to grow your business is going to be via lead magnets. So lead magnets is a term that you may or may not have heard of, but lead magnets is the best way that you're going to get new inquiries into your business. So I'm going to give you some examples of a lead magnet. So if we look at Tony Robbins, he is the largest motivational speaker in the world. And if you go to Tony Robbins' site, he has a ebook download. So that basically is giving somebody something for free, and in return they're giving up their contact details. So effectively you're grabbing a lead by giving something away for free. Another guy called Joe Polish, he has an option to download a free report as well. So it's very, very similar style. It's allowing someone to get something for free. And giving something away for nothing is a great way to grow the leads into your business. Now, you have to understand that gone are the days that people will sign up for a newsletter or something along those lines. We get so much crap basically in our inboxes that we don't want to be giving up our email address really for nothing anymore. So you need to give something that has value. So a lead magnet in these two instances are pretty much ebooks. Another way that people are giving away lead magnets is in their blog content. So a checklist is another lead magnet that you can use. And this is from HubSpot. And HubSpot is a large marketing software automation product. And they, in every piece of content they have like a banner advert advertising their own lead magnet in their own site. So you guys need to look at getting lead magnets implemented into your site. So some examples are that you could give away checklists, you could give away cheat sheets, you could give away ebooks. Some people give away physical books. I've seen people give away DVDs. So you need to give something of value. The more value that you give away, the better and the more likely that you are to get that person to opt in and to give you their details, effectively giving you a lead for your business. That's why it's called a lead magnet. So you really, really need to take this one on. If you look at any of the 9 steps that we're going to give you today, this one is one of the key things that you need to do to implement into your business. Having a lead magnet is vital. So make sure that it's something that's valuable. Some examples for Rocket Marketing Hub that we have a lead magnet that is 73 Facebook advertising templates. So we've gone out there and we've researched the biggest guys in marketing, and we've taken copies of their adverts and we've templatized them so people can swipe and deploy and implement those into their business. Another one we have is for people interested in search engine optimization. So we give them a list of the top 100 places to get links for their business. So we're giving them something for nothing and they can grow their business straight away. After that, we will try and upsell them into our membership site. And that's how we've got that lead though. Without giving them something for nothing, we don't know who they are. So that's a great way to grow your business, is via lead magnets. So really take lead magnets on board, because that's a really important one. Step 2 is remarketing. And remarketing is one of the biggest things that's going to be happening in the digital space in the next 5 years. So remarketing is when somebody visits your website and they leave and they don't make a purchase, and you want to advertise to those people to bring them back. Now, the easiest way to explain this is, all of you, I'm sure, have shopped on Amazon at some point. And if you notice, when you shop on Amazon, if you don't buy the product, that product will then follow you around the internet. and it can follow you around on Google. It can follow you around on the display network. So you could be on the Daily Mail website, for example, or it can follow you around on Facebook as well. And that's called remarketing. And that is an awesome way to bring people back. So remarketing is proven to increase your sales. It ensures that your ads are more relevant. So you're only advertising to people that have looked at your site, so they're obviously interested in your product or service. Otherwise, they would have never landed on your site in the first place. It provides you with a targeted ad campaign. I'll give you some examples in that shortly. So here is a site that I look at quite often. So it's called 9to5Mac, and I've recently been looking at broadband because I need to look at changing my deal. So TalkTalk is one of the sites that I must have been on at some point. So I visited the TalkTalk website, but I didn't purchase from them. So they're now following me around on all these different sites that I go visit. So I'll see them like once or twice a day at the moment. And that's a great way to grow your business. On Facebook, you can do the same. So one of the experts that works with us on Rocket Marketing Hub is a guy called Barry Alloway. So I visit Barry's site quite often because he's got some decent products that I want to have a look at. And Barry's stuff follows me around on Facebook now. So almost every day when I log into Facebook, I'll see an advert from Barry. And this stuff is very, very cheap to do. So an example, if your advert is seen approximately 1,000 times, you'd be looking at spending £2 to £3. That's it. Not much more than that. Sometimes even cheaper. So you're only looking at £2 to £3 for your advert to be shown 1,000 times to people that are interested in your product or service. Remember, these are the people that have already purchased products off you guys already. So let's give you some examples on how that could work in your business. So if you're an estate agent, for example, now you might be a general estate agent that works with lettings and also works with sales. You also want landlords. So you've got, and you also want people obviously that are selling their property. So you've got 4 potential different sections there. So you could look at people that visit the lettings page that are looking at the properties. They could then be segmented because you can do this by each different page that they land on. So you could say anyone that lands on my lettings page that's looking at the lettings, that is looking at the products, the stock that we've got, is followed around by adverts of properties. So everywhere they go, they will see the latest letting, the latest let that you've got on. Anyone that goes for houses for sale is going to be followed by adverts focused on the latest house for sale that you've got, or the deal of the week, or something along those lines. Now, anyone that looks as a landlord, so a landlord that looks at your deals on potentially letting your property, he will get followed round with adverts that are focused on landlords and how you're the best agent for landlords, how you have got the best service and you rent out the properties very quickly. Maybe you've got some stats that you can put in these adverts. For example, maybe properties for rent with you guys are always rented out within 10 days or something along those lines. You can also do this for sale. So anyone looking to sell their house, you can obviously put that your fees are great, etc., etc. Now, linking that to lead magnets just quickly, if you, for example, you want to get more landlords with rental properties, you could easily write an ebook, and your ebook could be related to how to get more rental income from your rental property or something along those lines. Or for sellers, how to sell your house in 10 days, and it could be an ebook related to that. Now, if you're potentially looking to sell your house, then can you imagine how powerful that is? If you've looked on your site and then suddenly you see these adverts with a free book telling you how to sell your house in 10 days, then clearly that is attractive for a seller. They're clearly going to be really interested in how that can work for their business. So you guys are going to want to get that sort of stuff implemented in your business. And again, remember, this is so cheap. So you're looking at £2 to £3 per 1,000 impressions. So there's no other way. So if you get landlords to that page, you really want to be following them around for months and years with your adverts, and your local competitors aren't going to do that. So for the sake of £2 or £3, if you're not looking at remarketing, then you really need to focus on that for your business. Okay, the next step is blogging. So blogging is really important for your business, and you can see we've got a fantastic blog on Rocket Marketing Hub. We used to make some big mistakes on that blog. So we used to, for example, just focus on industry news. So Facebook, for example, would say they've just made this much profit, or they've just launched a new function on there, and that meant that content was only useful for a few days. And in the last 6 months, we've heavily changed that for a couple of reasons. One is so that content is valuable for years and months into the future. And the other is just the value it gives people. So now we do guides. We do a lot of guides for people. So we do 9 steps to improve your YouTube advertising, 8 steps to improve your search engine optimization. And those guides are really useful to people. So on your blog, you want to create useful content that is valuable in a few years as well. You don't want to have content that goes out of date. So try not to do too much time-specific stuff. Some people on their blog, for example, will say that, I don't know, you're doing a charity event or something like that. And that's great. Do that kind of stuff. But remember, after that charity event's complete, that content's useless. It's absolutely pointless content to have. So it's good for a bit of credibility and stuff like that. But you want to put content that's valuable for months and years in advance. So like, get that into your head and work out how you can do that. Now, in this content, in this blog stuff, you want to use opt-in boxes. So newsletters and stuff like that aren't particularly great, but Social Media Examiner are clearly filling up their email list by giving good content, and they do ask people to sign up to their newsletter. So they've got 400,000 people, so they've got some social proof. And that's on the side of all of their blog posts. But don't always just do that. This content is where, again, you can ask people to download your ebooks, your free trials, anything that you've made in your lead magnet. This is where you put this content out. Give away downloadable content in the post as well. So you can have it on the right-hand side to the side of the post, or you can also have it in the post as well. So just a small little banner that goes to the page where they can download their content, the free content that you're giving away. Pop-ups now are coming back into fashion. So 5 years ago, pop-ups were a complete nightmare, and lots of spammers use pop-ups. I'm sure you've all had a virus on your computer before where it opens up like 200 pop-ups, and as soon as you cancel a pop-up, the next one opens, and it was just an absolute nightmare chasing around trying to get rid of these pop-ups. You don't really get that so much anymore, which is great because technology's improved and there's ways to block that sort of stuff. But pop-ups do work, and this is an example on John Loomer's website. You want to delay the pop-up. So when people are looking at your blog content, maybe give them 30 seconds to have a quick look around their site before that you add this pop-up to the site. And there's a site called OptiMonk, which we're trialing at the moment, which you'll probably see a pop-up on our site if you visit it after 20 or 30 seconds. That will come up. So again, this is the place where you give away your lead magnet. So this pop-up is giving some details on an ebook. Again, 12 tips for crazy engagement with Facebook adverts. So anyone that's interested in Facebook advertising probably knows John Loomer already. He's one of many people out there. So you need to look at offering pop-ups as well. So get that lead magnet consumed. And this is a great way that you're going to triple those leads, because remember, everyone that is opting in is a lead for your business. So step 4 is looking at Facebook in a social element. So there's different methods of getting traffic on Facebook. So top 10 benefits of using Facebook for your business. You can increase the traffic to your site, clearly. You can develop your brand. So you can grow your brand obviously the more people that engage with you on Facebook, they're not always going to just visit your website, but they will engage with you inside Facebook as well. You can spy on your rivals, so you can see what your competitors are up to on Facebook as well, which is important. So keep an eye on those guys, like their pages, follow what they're doing from time to time. You're instantly mobile compatible. So Google rolled out a large update in April 2015, which was hitting sites that weren't mobile friendly. So using Facebook instantly means that you're mobile friendly. They already have that implemented, as you would expect, being such a large company. You can provide instant information. So if for example, your business was having issues due to weather and you had to close say you had a physical premises, you can update people on Facebook. So I worked with a lot of opticians in the past and did a lot of training for those guys. And an example was if it was really bad snow or something along those lines, they could update their Facebook and people could see that there was an issue with getting to the shop, for example. Whereas on their website, that might take a few hours or weeks for the web designer to get and update the site, basically. So that's a good thing to put instant information out there. You'll be where your customers are. So one thing that absolutely frustrates me to death is people say, my business is not suitable for Facebook. If you're thinking that right now, sorry, but you're absolutely living in cloud cuckoo land. Every business should be on Facebook. Every single business, whatever you sell, you should be on Facebook. Everybody is on Facebook. And yes, it is a social network, but the fact is all of your customers are on Facebook. You're not forcing them to interact with you. You're just giving them an option. So if they choose to interact with your business on Facebook, then obviously that's a great way to get engagement with them. It's slightly different to email marketing because it's not so intrusive. So they're not going to feel that you're absolutely bombarding them with information, as can be seen with email. So you need to make sure that you're there. You can obviously gather a lot of leads on Facebook. So this webinar, we've got probably 60, 70 people that have come from Facebook. Not as many as from our email list, but still we've got people that have registered for this online training via Facebook. So it was really valuable for us as a business to do. You can lower your marketing costs. So there's a perceived thing that Facebook advertising is free. It's not. It does obviously cost you money because it costs you time. Your time is important. So I don't want you dicking around on Facebook. You need to be doing valuable stuff. Our Facebook is a good example of what works on Facebook. So look up Rocket Marketing Hub on Facebook and you'll see how we repurpose all the content from our blog. So remember, we're going to write decent blog articles that add value to people. And in those blog articles, we're going to have our lead magnet. So we need people to read those blog articles. So a good thing to do is to post those on Facebook. That costs nothing, and that's a good way to get free traffic to your site that is potentially going to download your lead magnet. So you don't have to pay for this all the time. You can reach a targeted audience. So people that like your page, they're your fans. They're the people that like your business, your product, or your service. So make sure that you put your content out there and they can follow you. You can also add some personality to Facebook. So we'll often put like videos of us at seminars and shows. I just recently met Frank Kern, who's the largest internet marketer in the world. And I put a picture of that on Facebook, and that got some great engagement. People loved it. Lots of people already know Frank Kern, and they're inspired by him because he's often making $1 million in a day, believe it or not. So he's doing really, really fantastic stuff online. So people know about Frank. So when I'm seen with Frank and I'm having a chat with Frank, it's obviously raising my credibility as well because I'm talking with the leading experts in internet marketing. So that can only be good for my brand and Rocket Marketing Hub's brand as well. But we also have a bit of fun on there. So in February 2015, I went to New York for an internet marketing conference as well, and we bought loads of Hershey's chocolate over there. So we took a picture of Hershey's bars and all these different American crazy chocolate bars just to make me a little fatter, and we just asked people which one's their favourite. So that sort of stuff is going to increase engagement as well. And as we said already, repurpose your content. So all the blog articles, also videos that you've done, any videos you've done, just keep those looping onto Facebook. Now, an important thing here is we've told you in the blogging section to make content that is valuable in years and years and years to come. So a benefit of that is you can put that out on your Facebook lots of times. So if you do an article on your blog that is useful in 2 years, then what's stopping you putting that content out every 3 months, every month, depending on how often you update it? So people can't necessarily scroll back through the post and see you're just repurposing the old stuff. But if you update it on a regular basis, like once or twice a week, then repurposing this content every 3 months, they're not going to realize. So, but some people may have seen that content already and have value in seeing it again. Other people, though, will have missed it the first time round. So you've given them an opportunity to see that fantastic content you've got, to drive them back to the blog and to drive them to your lead magnet, which is obviously going to increase your sales. So that's important. Step 5 is Twitter. So Twitter is huge, as you well know. Twitter's free, obviously, that's great. Twitter has a huge audience and it will help develop your image and your brand. So it's slightly different to Facebook. Twitter posts aren't as effective over time, as in you do a Twitter post and it gets lost very quickly. So you have to tweet a lot more often than you would necessarily on Facebook. Obviously, you don't need to update your Facebook so often. You're closer to your customers. So Twitter is more about personal engagement. So on Facebook, anyone that likes your page, you can't actually private message them, which would be great if you could. But if they did allow that, I can see people doing lots of spam and stuff like that. Twitter, however, you can interact with anyone. You can interact, you can tweet to even large celebrities and stuff like that that might be in your industry. So Frank Kern obviously is the biggest internet marketeer in the world, who I met very recently. I couldn't just send him a message on Facebook. It's just not possible. But on Twitter, I can message him stuff whenever I like and get interaction with him. It provides a personal touch. So lots of people are doing customer service on Twitter. NatWest Bank is who we bank with. They often have problems at least 2 or 3 times a year. If there's a problem with NatWest Bank, the first place I go is Twitter. I'll just bang them a tweet saying, is there a problem with the internet banking? Unfortunately, it happens too often. And they'll tweet me back often within a few hours, telling me if there's an issue, if it's resolved or whatever. So I can just get on with my day, and it's public. So people see that they're responding and interacting with their customers, so they get a bit more credibility themselves. Obviously, having the issue isn't great, but dealing with the issue is a good way to be seen to be like effectively looking after your business. You can provide up-to-the-minute news. So if you do seminars or webinars or like exhibitions, it's a great way to interact with people. So if you're at an exhibition, we do the business show in London every 6 months, and they have a hashtag. So we will tweet at the hashtag prior to the event to get people excited, telling them to come to our stand, check out the offer that we're going to have. I do a lot of talks there, and we will have people like we'll be tweeting at the hashtag an hour before, telling people which hall to come to, and that often gets us a lot more people in the room than we generally would do, just by allowing people to look in the guide and stuff like that. So people interact with Twitter a lot at events and stuff like that, so that's where it can come into its own. You can keep track of your competitors, similar to Facebook. See what they're doing. See what your competitors are doing on Twitter. Everyone has a competitor that's going to be doing slightly better than them online. So see what they're doing and see how you can implement that into your business. You can obtain real-time feedback. So if there's a problem with your site, people can tweet at you straight away and interact with you. So we use a product called Fix Your Funnel, which does outbound calls for our business and integrates with Infusionsoft. We can, we basically, it went down for a few hours which was unfortunate. It's a good product, but it was unfortunate that it went down. But we looked on Twitter and we saw instantly that was a problem. They addressed that situation straight away, so we didn't even have to send them an email. So it would have reduced their customer service emails, or at least from me anyway. And you can advertise on Twitter as well. So we have a great course on that on Rocket Marketing Hub on how you can use Twitter to advertise your business. And it's very cheap at the moment because not lots of businesses are doing it. So that's what we're looking for, cheap methods to advertise your business. So step 6 is Facebook advertising. So we covered Facebook social already. And Facebook advertising has loads of benefits. Now, if you're not advertising anywhere at the moment, I would say the first place you have to start is on Facebook. And the reason is you can be laser targeted with your adverts. So it's really, really focused advertising that you can have. Facebook advertising creates a strong platform for loyalty. So people can interact with your brand and business. You can advertise to your existing customers, and you can see when someone's advertising. Sometimes you can see if your friends have liked that page. So if your friend has liked a local restaurant and that restaurant's advertising to people in the area, that gives so much more credibility to that brand, because you see that John down the road's liked it. You're much more likely to try that restaurant, and that social proof is really important. You could do promotions on Facebook. So you could do vouchers and offers on Facebook, which can work very well. Your advert will be seen throughout the day, and you can amend the times that your advert will be seen as well. So if you're only wanting people to see your advert 9 till 5, that's an option. You could advertise just late in the evening if your product was related to that kind of service as well. So there's loads of different ways and options that you can do with Facebook. You can pay for a click, or you can pay for branding. So you could do a branding exercise where you just pay for your advert to be seen 1,000 times. You don't need lots of money to be successful on Facebook advertising. So you can advertise from as little as £1 a day. So some of you guys on here will be local businesses. So I know we work with a lot of glazers, we work with estate agents and gardeners and all sorts of types of businesses, and also large businesses, as we said as well. But imagine if you were a glazer and you were wanting to focus on Dorking, you could advertise just to people that live in Dorking. There's around 10,000 people that live in Dorking alone, and you could advertise to them for less than £1 a day. So if you compare that to your local newspaper or something along those lines, it's just so much cheaper and so much more effective. Local newspapers, local church magazines and stuff like that, yes, they might be effective still, and we're not asking you to stop those, but Facebook will be much, much more effective than that. So with Facebook, you can hit all of those people, like I said, in that town. With the newspaper, they might have a town with 10,000, and maybe only 1,000 to 500 people buy that newspaper, which is great. However, that doesn't mean that all of those 1,000 people are going to look at your advert. With Facebook, it does. So your advert will show to those people in that town. They scroll through their newsfeed and they will see your advert. So that's an awesome way to get in front of people. Your adverts are also smartphone ready, so your adverts can instantly work on a mobile, which is really important as well, because nearly 50% of internet traffic now is on a mobile device. So the fact that you're instantly mobile ready without even having to change your website or anything like that is really, really important to you guys. So especially small business owners, which sometimes it takes a little longer to create a new website or something like that for your business, having these adverts mobile ready is really, really important. Step 7 is search engine optimization, and this is my speciality. So I started the business, as I said, as SEO desk originally, and SEO was the real thing that drove my e-commerce stores to £2 million turnover. So I had to work on really competitive key phrases back then. For example, MacBook cases, iPod accessories, laptop cases, laptop chargers, really, really competitive keywords. And I was going up against people like Amazon, PC World, and other big guys like Currys and places like that at the time. And Comet was still around back then as well. And they had millions and millions of pounds to advertise, but they didn't have the time to work on every single keyword, and they couldn't SEO every keyword, however much money they had. So I could be smarter than them and do better SEO than those guys. And that is how I got enough traffic to generate £2 million in sales. So here's the benefits of good quality SEO. So good quality SEO will boost your website traffic. SEO assists in the growth of your business as well, obviously. It will help improve your conversion rates. So ranking organically in the search engines will mean that you'll get a better conversion rate because people trust those results. So when, for example, if you advertise laptop chargers on Google, then often a lot of advertisers send people to the wrong type of page, and they'll send it to the generic page. Whereas, for example, if we wanted to rank organically for a MacBook charger, then you're going to land on the page that's related to MacBook chargers. So that's what the difference. The search engine gives you a better result than generally advertisers have set themselves up for. So that improves your conversion rate. Also, this traffic is all free. So you're not paying every time somebody clicks, which is really important. So it's important to keep your costs down. You need as many people to see this stuff. Blog content is particularly good for SEO. It ranks really well. Rocket Marketing Hub is ranking for hundreds of keywords now, and it's only a fairly new venture. But we have thousands of keywords that we've got optimized that we will rank eventually page 1 of Google, and that's going to drive huge amounts of traffic to our site. And that's really, really important for our business moving forward. It boosts your brand awareness. So if you've got hundreds of pages that are ranking, some people will have thousands of pages. Your brand is going to keep getting seen. And with Rocket Marketing Hub, again, our brand is going to keep getting seen. We're really striving to give the best quality training courses for all these sort of tactics here. And we want to make sure that our brand is seen over and over and over. We will advertise and spend a fortune on advertising, but because that gives us the return on investment as well. But we also want to get as much free traffic as we can. So we're focusing on how we can get that via SEO. SEO goes hand in hand with social media, so you can get links to your site from social media, which will help boost your social profile as well. And that's it really on social media, on SEO even. So you need to look at, when you're doing SEO, building high quality backlinks to your site and getting credibility. So you really need to look at doing a course on search engine optimization, and making sure that you just don't wing it. It's not something that you can just wing. If you do SEO badly, then you can get your site banned by Google, and then the only way to get business is then to advertise. So don't look at cheating the search engine. Do a course and find out exactly what you can do to grow your business. So step number 8 is Google AdWords. So the last 2 steps have been purely focused on Google really. SEO does work on other search engines as well, but their traffic is so small, it's not something that I worry about massively. So AdWords is how Google makes all of its money. And the adverts are on the top left, and they're on the right hand side as well, and sometimes they're at the bottom of a search result, and you'll see a little yellow box that says ad. So AdWords is great because you can measure and analyze real in depth what's working. So some people will often do an AdWords campaign before they do SEO. So you want to see if you're going to get any sales if you rank on page 1 of Google. So if you wanted to come up a MacBook charger, then why not try an AdWords campaign and see if you drive some traffic to the page, if it converts. Because if it doesn't convert, then you don't get any sales. Then there's no point spending loads of time doing SEO, because you simply won't get the the return on investment. So you want to make sure that you measure everything. The good thing about AdWords is you only pay for a click. So you've got the opportunity, if your adverts aren't getting clicked on, you're going to get a lot of brand exposure. Obviously, you want to get your adverts clicked on because you want to get a sale. You can't get a sale without a visitor to your site in the first place. So pay per click is an awesome method, and that's why this took off so quickly, because previously people were paying for display advertising and they were paying for it on impressions. They weren't really happy with that method because they didn't want to pay if somebody didn't click on their site. So pay per click was a real great way that Google took off massively. It's not always who pays the most on AdWords who wins. So how to describe that in an easy way is, if you wanted to rank for the word iPod, then you could have an advert that was focused on iPod, and Amazon could have an advert focused on iPod as well. Now, you might say that you're willing to pay £1 every time somebody clicks on that advert. Amazon might say that they're willing to pay £2 a click. So it would make sense that on the bidding scale, on the auction, that they would be at the top of the pile, really, wouldn't it? So what happens is Google looks at click-through rate. That's a real key indicator on who will get higher up the page. So if you can imagine, if your advert is shown 10 times and you that are willing to pay £1 a click, you get 3 of those clicks, meaning 30% of the people have clicked on your advert, and Google's made £3. If Amazon's advert is shown 10 times and gets clicked on once, then Amazon has made Google £2, but more importantly, their advert has only been clicked on 10% of the time. So that means that that advert can't be as relevant and can't be as useful to the user for some reason. Maybe the creative isn't very good, or for some reason people haven't clicked on that. It's highly relevant the way you target customers. So you only bid on keywords that you want to show for. So if you're a plumber in Dorking, you can advertise on the keyword plumber Dorking, but also you could advertise on the word just plumber. Some people will just type plumber, but you could do that with a radius. So Google allows you to say that you only want people with computers within 10 miles of your town, or 5 miles or lower. So that's really important for you guys, that you understand that having that is a great way to grow your business. So if you're a landscaper or an estate agent, you could search for you could show up even for the phrase estate agent, but tie that to your local town. Don't do it nationally if you're not a national company, and that will bring your costs down and make AdWords very affordable for you guys. Time's of the essence with AdWords, so you can advertise when you want. So you can advertise at 2 in the morning. Same with Facebook. You can advertise, set your adverts to trigger at certain times, and certain times are going to be more effective. There's going to be times of the day when more likely you're more likely to get customers, and you can analyze all this stuff in Google Analytics. It's awesome. Okay, and the final step is autoresponders. So step 9 is autoresponders. So we want to get you more leads, and you've probably got a database already for your business, and if you don't, you need to look at getting that implemented. Even if you're a local groundscaper, an estate agent, whoever, you need to be building up a database. You need to be building up a database of all the email addresses of anyone that makes interaction with your business. And then we need to follow up. We need to make sure that we're warming these people up until they're ready to buy. So we've got a lead magnet that's got these people's email address in most instances into the business, but you may have got other email addresses from exhibitions you've done, from people making inquiries generally on your website, from word of mouth. Somebody might have passed your email address around, from networking events. All these different techniques that you can use to get email addresses, but we want to keep these people warm until they're ready to buy, because they're not going to buy straight away. Now, Autoresponders, there's lots of different ones. Infusionsoft is a high-end system which we use. We pay at least a couple of £100 a month, but you could use something like Aweber, which is more along the lines of £10-20 a month, or Entreport is another CRM system, so it keeps all your contacts together. So they're 3 different versions of autoresponders that you guys could use. The benefits of using an autoresponder is that you stay top of mind. So what I mean by an autoresponder is a system that's going to send out a sequence of emails. So you could set it up that someone downloads your lead magnet and then they get email 1. 7 days later they get email 2. 7 days later they get email 3. So over a period of 52 weeks you could email them 50 times on autopilot. So you write the emails, you put them in, and they automatically go out to the customer. And that just keeps you front of mind. It's important that you're not constantly selling on these. So if you look at Rocket Marketing Hub emails, we send a lot of content out on our emails. We drive traffic to our blog. We want you to interact with our blog and our content and get value from that. We also want you to consume our lead magnets on our blog. So that will be a way that we're driving you into purchasing Rocket Market Hub membership. So it's really important that you keep in contact with these people, give them value, send them your blog content and other different tips, tricks and stuff like that, but also do sell to them. Don't make the mistake of just giving content. You need to sell to these people at certain points. So once a month or once every other week, you need to have some sort of offer or promotion. Which, for example, some of you people in this webinar might have seen that we did a flash sale. And the flash sale was a great way to get new customers for Rocket Marketing Hub very recently. We got nearly 100 customers in 3 days. We did a £1 trial and we took that away. So that was something that we're not offering anymore. It was a one-off. We did the £1 trial and that worked on an autoresponder system. It builds relationship with your customers. So these people are going to trust you more, the more often that they see you, because lots of people give up, and it's proven that it takes at least 7 points of contact to get someone to purchase nowadays. So that could be that it needs 7 emails, but you can also have other methods that you'll keep in touch with these people. So remember, these people could see you on Facebook, that's 1. They could see your blog, that's 2. They'll see you on the remarketing over and over and over, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on that as well. They might see you on AdWords. They might see you on Facebook socially. They might see you on Twitter. So it's important that you build this relationship. You give good, valuable content to people, and that's how you're going to implement and get more leads into your business. Inbound inquiries from existing clients as well will help. So a lot of people on this online training, we've met at lots of different seminars over the years. So we may have met you at exhibitions. We may have met you, we may have just been speaking to you over the phone. You may have made inquiries to us over the years, and we're keeping in contact with you via our autoresponders, and that's why you're on this training. So it shows autoresponder works. There's hundreds of you on this training right now, and that is purely because of autoresponders. So they're really, really important for us as a business, but you as a business as well. So even if you're a taxi company locally, every business, I don't want you guys thinking that any of these tactics aren't for your business or your business is different. It's not. Your business is the same as any other business. So taxi companies, you could be providing them with content on the congestion charge, on tube strikes, on all sorts of stuff that they're going to be interested on. So if you're on the outskirts of London and the tube strikes are on, obviously if you're a taxi, you're going to be having a fantastic time. You're going to be loving it. But not everyone knows that that tube strike is happening. So let people know that you are available. You are an option to get them to where they need to go. So that's really, really important. Keep in touch with people. If you're a taxi as well, why not say in your quiet months, in August, for example, you could send out a voucher, £5 off your fare. So that works quite well. Or you could do referrals. Uber is very difficult for taxis to compete with, but Uber is giving away a £10 deal. So Uber, if I refer someone to Uber, they will give me £10 off a fare. Taxi companies could do the same. There's nothing stopping taxi companies doing exactly the same deal. So Uber will give me £10 off, and it will give £10 off my friend off their first ride as well. You're keeping your customers informed, so you're letting them know about new products, new services and stuff like that by using autoresponders. So we launch new products all the time. So for Rocket Marketing Hub, we have new courses. We tell people that they're out. Let people know new courses. This is a new course on Rocket Marketing Hub. So that's important. It builds interaction. It lets people know what's happening. If we're going to an exhibition, we let people know we're going to be at that exhibition. We want to see you guys and interact with you face to face as often as we can. It just builds value as well. Like, it's important that getting autoresponders going in your business is important because you're just keeping front of mind. You're building value with people. If you're giving good content out, then there's a reason for them to open your emails. So looking at all of that, I bet you're thinking, it seems like a lot of hard work, I'm sure. And some of you guys are going to walk away from this and not implement anything. And I really hope that that's not the case, but I just know it is true. Like, hundreds of you on here, the best case scenario is if nothing, like if this isn't done for you guys, then you're just absolutely going to get nowhere on it. And that's a shame, because it's the marketing of your business is the key to success. So lots of you will be working hard in your business rather than on your business, and that's a big mistake. You need to be looking at having different revenue streams and different ways to grow business. Even if your business is chock-a-block at the moment, you need to be looking at how you can get the more profitable customers for your business. So all of us, even if we're chock-a-block, we have customers that pay less, the customers that are an absolute pain in the arse. We've got some of those, and they just want more and more and more and more and more from us all the time. Everyone has those. So like, it's a bit honest saying that we all have that problem. I understand. So I want to give you a solution for this. So with Rocket Marketing Hub, we give you step-by-step blueprints to get all of this done. So we're going to show you exactly how to implement all of these strategies. The retargeting is a key one there to get people coming back to your site. So I'm following them around, and it's so cheap, as I said, less than £2 to £3 for 1,000 people that have already seen your site to come back and see your brand. So if you think about, if you're a kitchen company, so I've worked with a lot of kitchen companies in the past, you imagine you're a kitchen company and you're quoting someone for a £30,000, £50,000, £100,000 kitchen, then that person isn't going to make a decision in a few days. They're probably going to get 2 or 3 quotes. So while they're doing that, absolutely it makes sense that you are following them around with retargeting adverts. That is not like hassling them. You're not calling them over and over to push them towards the sale. You're not emailing them, pushing them to put towards the sale again. But you're just subliminally showing that your brand's bigger. It's going to put that trust and credibility into your brand. Your competitors aren't going to be there. These guys are going to see you on places like the Daily Mail website. So while this person is in the buying process, anyone that does quotes absolutely needs retargeting. Anyone that has any kind of business needs retargeting, but it works particularly well for people quoting people. So they're going to keep seeing your brand while they're making that choice. So these blueprints are going to cost, we charge £59 a month for membership to Rocket Marketing Hub. And we'll quickly run through what that includes. So that includes membership, full access to everything. So our master plans here, that shows some of the master plans here, and we're constantly adding to the master plans. So there's going to be over 50 master plans is our goal. So we have a master plan, just some examples here on how to set up your Google AdWords correctly. And we've got a guy called Steve Perry from one of the best AdWords agencies in the UK that has run that course for us there. We've got an SEO course which is run by myself, which includes seminars from events that we've done all around the country, but also shows you exactly how to implement SEO into your business for free. So that's free traffic. We show you how to retarget people on Facebook, on Google. We also show you how to use a funnel, how to push people down a funnel towards growing your business. We also have Facebook advertising courses on there. We have a course on how to get your first 1,000 blog subscribers. We have Rocket TV, which is every week we have a quick bite-sized episode. It's 2 to 3 minutes long, and it will show you marketing tips that you can use to grow your business. Some of our members are busy and they just use these tips and they're growing their business just off this. They're more than getting their £59 value per month just by using these Rocket TVs. So an example, the first episode we ever put out is how to get more referrals for your business. I'm sure a lot of you work on referrals now, but would love to get more referrals for your business. So that's important that you guys look at how to do that. And there's loads of these episodes that you guys can use. We've got expert webinars. So we work with experts all around the web, digital marketing experts from all around the world. So this webinar here is from a guy called Dan Harrison, who owns a product called the Squeeze Page Toolkit. And squeeze pages are a really great way to get people to sign up to your newsletters, to download your ebooks and stuff like that. So Dan Harrison kindly gave us a 1 hour webinar and the best practices to set up squeeze pages. And there's no content like that anywhere else online. So we're giving you real good value. He doesn't even have this content on his own site. So that's important. Included with that is a free trial to Dan Harrison's Squeeze Page Toolkit. So he charges upwards of £60 a month to use his Squeeze Page Toolkit. Get that for free with us. So we're going to help you guys with that as well. We've got fast track courses. So some of you are busy. Some of you might think, well, the Masterplans, I don't have time to implement those into my business. But you do have 20 minutes in a week, I'm sure. So we've made courses that you consume within 20 minutes and implement within 20 minutes. So that could be how to craft your customer avatar. It could be how to list yourself on page 1 of Google. We've got reading lists. So we're going to show you all the best marketing books that are working. We have a resources tab, and that is going to show you all the best software, all the best tools that we're using in our digital agency to grow our business and our customers' business. And that's included in the monthly membership price. Our first bonus that we're going to offer you today is a book that we've got on the 30 best lead generation tricks to grow your business. So we normally sell that for £49. We're going to include that today for absolutely free for you guys, for the first people that take action and sign up. Our second bonus is our small business LinkedIn guide. So we're going to give you access to that as well. And that's got some great ways that you can use LinkedIn to grow your business. So you're going to find that really valuable as well. Normally, that's also worth £59, £49 even, sorry. So what I'm going to offer you today is I'm going to give you a deal that we've never offered a deal like this before. So normally we have an introductory deal of 1 month at a discounted rate. But for you guys, because you've taken the time to consume this online training, and I want you guys to implement this stuff. I really want you guys to get going with Facebook advertising, to get yourself listed on Google for free. I'm going to slash that price. So the first 2 months, I'm only going to charge you £29 excluding VAT. I'm going to give you full access to everything on there. So you're going to get the Masterplans, you're going to get our fast track courses, you're going to get full access to Rocket TV, you're going to get full access to all of our webinars and much more. We've also recently launched a private Facebook group. That gives you access to me. So you can ask me any question on your marketing, and you can ask my team, but also other business owners as well. So if you create a flyer or you create a campaign for your business, then show us what you're doing and we'll give you real valuable feedback on how you can improve it, or tell you if it's great, ready to go straight away. So that's important for your business as well. And normally my consultancy fee is £5,000 a day. So you're going to get that included in there. So you get full access to me, ask us as many questions as you want. So inside Rocket Marketing Hub, some of the courses we have are going to teach you how to get online reviews for your business, how to use squeeze pages, how to use tripwires, how to blog better, how to use Google AdWords, how to analyze your traffic with Google Analytics, how to implement video into your site, how to use Twitter advertising, how to use funnels to push people towards buying, how to use search engine optimization to get free traffic to the site, social media courses as well. We're going to show you how to exactly craft a perfect lead magnet. We're going to show you how to use Facebook advertising, how to retarget people all around the web, how to use content promotions, how to use YouTube, and how to craft your perfect customer avatar. And there's loads more that are not named here, and also loads more that we're creating in the coming weeks and months as well. I'm only going to give this to the first 50 people at this price, and we will sell out. So I want you guys to act fast, because I don't want dilly-dalliers. I want to build a community of action takers. I want to be surrounded by the best business owners in the UK and around the world. So I'm only going to give that to 50 people today. So make sure that you get on board right now if you're interested in this. So I just want to give you a quick overview on exactly what we're going to give you here. So we're giving you 2 months reduced membership here. That's going to save you £60 alone. We're going to give you bonus 1, which is our 30 lead generation tactics book, which normally charged out at £49. Bonus 2 is our LinkedIn guide, and we're only going to charge, well, normally we charge £49 for that. So the total saving is £158. The price for you today and the price for you next month is only £29 plus VAT. So as I said, the first 50 people to grab this, and it will be something that doesn't hang around for long, is they're the people that are going to get this deal. So if you're sitting on the fence, then you can try that out. It's only £29. You can cancel at any time. So there's no contract or anything like that either with this. So if you want to try us out and you don't like it, you can cancel. You won't get charged the next month at £29. But remember, all of this value we're giving you, 2 months reduced membership, saving you £60. Bonus 1 saving you £49. Bonus 2 saving you £49 again. So the total saving is £158 today. Your investment today is only £29, and you're going to get all of this great resource. You're going to get full access to me in the Facebook group. Ask us many questions as you need to on your marketing, and we will get back to you on those straight away. But also our other members will help you guys as well. So I hope that's been valuable today, and I really hope you guys implement this stuff. It's important to me that you implement. So that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the membership area once you join, and I'd like to thank you for your time, and I really hope I want to see implementation of this, and I want to see you guys at the very least tripling the leads into your business. Bye for now.